What is up, Squared Nation? Welcome back to No Counters, No Combos, and today we are back in the Battle Chamber. Shout out to Gamer's Edge for hosting a very consistent local that we get to go to week in and week out. I understand that the camera angle is a little crooked. We did try streaming our local on that weekend, and I do appreciate everybody that tuned in for the live stream. So I was using a secondary camera for the Battle Chamber video, and it's the first time I was using it, so I'm not really used to the angles and stuff like that. But we're gonna make sure we can follow along as best as possible. I'm playing against Jonathan on the right, Xeno Gogeta, and I, of course, am playing my Set 1 Son Gohan. So John starts by charging a Marvelous Might, tapping 1 for Union Fusion for Fearless Fusion, drawing a card off Leader Skill. And that's basically where we are right now. He's going to pass turn. I'm going to go ahead and draw for turn and charge my first energy. So for those of you who don't really know what Xeno Gogeta does, that makes 2 of us. No, I'm just kidding. I think it's a really good leader and archetype. It's just very slept on at the moment. But I think with set 13, I'm gonna get lots of boosts for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and charge a Belmod for 1, tap it for Dodoria, swing, take a life, go up to 15k double, putting Jonathan down to 6. Which allows me to swing with my leader, and because I have more life than my opponent, I get to draw a card on swing. So that's something that I really wanted to capitalize on as much as possible, because I felt like that was one of the bright spots of the leader. Not that he has many, but I felt like that was one of the bright spots. As long as I have more energy or more life than my opponent, I can draw a card every time I swung. And the way the game is now, just turboing Awaken, I feel like you're going to get that 9 times out of 10. So I'm going to go ahead and pass turn. John's going to charge his PyCon Unison for a second energy. He's going to go ahead and activate Leader Skill, sending top 5 to Warp. So you got C time regulator there. You see max power, power burst, super combo. And it looks like a 6-drop Overwhelm SS4 Goku. Again, this archetype is very interesting. My buddy Matt, shout out to him. He plays this thing consistently, so I've seen it in action. I think it's very, very good, but I definitely feel like it's going to get a lot stronger in set 13. So John's going to go ahead and tap 1 for Fearless Fusion. But when you're activating Union Fusion, you have to have the same attack power on the cards that you're targeting for the fusion, so we're gonna walk that back. It's just one of the rules on the mechanics for Union Fusion. So he's gonna go ahead and untap everything, and I'm just gonna let him take that play back because technically it's not a legal play. Union Potara is a little different. You don't have to have the same amount of power. When you're using Potara, you just have to have the 2 targets on board, but Union Fusion requires you to have the same power for the 2 battle cards that you're trying to fuse. So instead, he's going to go ahead and tap 1 for this Goku here. He's very good. His auto is, if I were to activate a counter, I would have to choose 1 card in my hand and send it to the Warp, which is really good. So he's going to go ahead and swing at me with his leader. I am going to go ahead and take that life, go down to 6. Still puts me ahead of him in the life game, so I won't really, lose out on my leader swing. He is going to go ahead and attack my Dodoria with his 5k attacker, but he's going to activate the auto, which is going to allow him to take a life and pump him up to a 15k attacker. So right now it's 15k to my 5k. He's going to go ahead and combo up to 20 to get another Goku in the drop area, and he's going to go ahead and pass turn. So I'm going to untap, draw here. I got to be careful with Fearless Fusion because it is a 16k blocker. So unless I combo up into a swing, I'm not really going to be able to deal with it. But the best part about Fearless Fusion is the spot removal for ignoring barrier, which obviously I dodged because I didn't have anything on board when he brought it in. So I'm going to charge my second Belmod, tap 1 for Demigirl, uptick, go to 15 automatically. Demigirl is just a really good 1-drop. I'm going to go ahead and swing lead to 5k Goku auto draw because I'm up on life. Let's see if he decides to negate. No counters on his part, so that's 10k sitting at 5. So we're going to get rid of that Goku there. We're going to go ahead and tap another for another Dodoria. We're going to swing at leader. Let's see if he has any counters or blocks. I am going to still take the life because I feel like I need more cards at this point. I'm pretty much up on life total here, so I'm winning the advantage game as far as life is concerned. That's a 15k swing to a 16k blocker, so that's not going to happen. Nothing's going to happen on that. And we are going to go ahead and tap, or rather swing a Demigod to lead. He's going to go down to 3, and I'm going to go ahead and pass that turn. So right now, I'm in a pretty good spot. My opponent's sitting at 3 life. He does have his Awaken turn, which is pretty explosive for Xeno Gogeta, because he could just do so much with it. He does have his 16k blocker on board, and I'm at 5 life, so I still need 1 more damage to Awaken. So let's see how this turn plays out here defensively for me. John's going to go ahead and charge his 3rd energy. He's going to activate Leader Skill, Warp type 5. And let's see, he's got a couple of Vegetas in there. He's got another Fearless, he's got a Goku. So he definitely has fodder for Fusion, which is exactly what he's going to do here. He's going to go ahead and tap 1 for another Fearless Fusion, 16k blocker. That gets rid of one of my battle cards, ignoring Barrier, which obviously Dodoria is the target that you want for that. He does get to draw a card off of Leader Skill when he activates the Union Fusion. So we're just waiting for that to resolve here. He is going to go ahead and tap 1 to Overwhelm for Mirror, Creator Absorb. Wow, that's a card that you don't really see a lot, lately in the meta. A long time ago, Mirror was like the most efficient finisher in the game in combination with Champa and Battering. But now he doesn't really see as much play because I guess there's just a lot better cards. But you're talking about an Overwhelm for 1 that comes in and can basically swing for infinite damage. So if your opponent doesn't have a response or negate or anything to it, you could sneak in a Champa in there and do some pretty serious damage. I really do like Mirror Creator Absorb. I think he's a really good card. John's going to go ahead and swing for infinite, and he's going to super combo. I don't really know if that's the right play. Super comboing on Mirror doesn't seem too beneficial, but he's probably just digging for a specific piece. He's going to go ahead and draw off of that Union Fusion skill that he didn't draw for in the beginning. Awaken, untap 1, draw 1. Let's see here. He's going to go ahead and tap for a Dark Power Black Messiah. Now this kind of hurts because a lot of decks, especially just like decks that you're building with just like generic stuff, they play battle cards for less than their specific cost, and they play them with skills. So Dark Power Black Messiah does kind of hurt, that ability of me just free playing stuff without having to pay cost for discard. So we'll just have to see how I can navigate around that. So he's going to go ahead and swing leader to leader, 15k to 10k. Let's see if he combos up on the swing here. He's sitting at 15k right now. He's got 2 16k blockers on board and a DPMS. He's not going to combo, so I'm just going to go ahead and Awaken. This is an old school Awaken draw 2 leader. So we're just going to go ahead and get some more cards in hand here. I should have a good, healthy hand size at this point. But I still have to combo out of this attack because I don't want to go down to 4. I don't want to go down to 3. So I'm going to go ahead and Lone Prince, super combo, draw a card, putting me at 25. He is going to go ahead and pass turn. Mira's going to leave, go to Warp. And now I have to deal with 2 blockers and a card that restricts me from free playing my guys. So let's see exactly how this is going to work here. I got to charge for turn. I think the sweet spot in this deck, obviously, for the memes, you want to try to get the 6 energy so you can board wipe. But, that's not the most, that's not the most practical play. But I think like 3 or 4 energy in this deck is really sweet. We're going to go ahead and charge Budding Hero. We're going to uptake Demigod, making him a 15k for the turn. And let's see here how I navigate around this DPMS. I mean, there are a couple of things that I could do. We are going to turn sideways with Demigod, 15k. He's going to block with Fearless Fusion. I don't think I combo up on this swing. I just let him stay there. Aside from being a 16k blocker, he doesn't really do anything right now. The Fearless Fusion is good because of his spot removal. But once he's on board, a 16k blocker, if you can go wide and you can just kind of get around a couple of blockers, it doesn't really hurt you too bad. We are going to go ahead and swing with lead, auto draw, 15k to 15k. John's going to go ahead and tap 1 for Power Burst, I'm assuming. Yeah, Power Burst. I'm going to draw off the auto. He's going to go fetch a 1-drop black card from his Warp. There's a lot of different targets. You can get, your pieces. You can get another DPMS, which is a really good card. And we're going to go ahead and tap 1 for Lone Prince, which is going to force my opponent to discard a card. I am going to go ahead and free play Power of Legend, which, because I free play him with the auto, I have to discard 2 cards off Dark Power. So I'm going to go ahead and pitch my 2 Vegeta Vanillas that are literally doing nothing in my hand right now, because they're 0 cost, 0 combo, so they literally do nothing for me. So it's not bad fodder for discard. He is going to go ahead and block my attack. I am going to draw off the super combo, making it a 25k. And then he's going to super combo on top of that, going up to 26. So we're even there. But the good part of Power of Legends is I can send it to the warp to warp one of his battle cards. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to get rid of Dark Power because it's really hindering me right now. And do I proc a tag team here? Let's see. Yeah, we're going to proc a tag team here because a black battle card left my battle area from a skill. So we are going to go ahead and proc a tag team. We're going to Overwhelm for Changing History, which is the Trunks that we talked about in the deck profile. 2-drop, I should say 4-drop Overwhelm for 2 energy. When he comes into play, you get a Vanilla from your deck or warp. So we're going to go ahead and grab that Vegeta that we discarded off of Dark Power from the warp just to play him more efficiently. Obviously, you might want to go through the deck to fish cards out that way, but you know, I already had it in warp and I knew I had 2 targets, so I didn't want to whiff if I went into my deck. So Changing History is going to go ahead and go into Fearless Fusion. That's going to KO, bringing in Surprise Attack Frieza. We're going to go 20k Vegeta into 16k Fearless Fusion. I'm going at leader here. Oh, he's going to Sparking Negate. I thought he was taking a life because he thought I was going at lead. But he's going to Sparking Negate. I'm not even sure if he has 5 in his drop area. That's something I probably should have checked, but you know, that's my fault for not paying attention. He's going to go ahead and grab back his Dark Power. I'm going to go ahead 15k crit to lead. He's sitting at 1 life. I'm going to go ahead and send my Trunks away and pass turn. I mean, I think he's sitting at 1 life. And then before the end of turn resolution, I'm going to go ahead and free play 2 Videl blockers just for more defense. I didn't want to run the risk of giving up my tag team Gohan and shotgunning for game, because if he had a way of stopping it, I would have been tapped out with no defensive cards, just whatever. I'm just relying on whatever I have in my hand. And I felt like I could survive another turn, especially with 3 blockers on board. So he is going to go ahead, charge, tap 1 for Marvelous Might, which is a great card in my opinion. I think it's definitely one of the better starters for the Xeno Gogeta archetype. Just kind of gets the engine rolling. He's going to go ahead and swing 30k. He targets the tag team here, obviously, but you can't really attack active battle cards, so he's going to go ahead and target Surprise Attack Frieza. I will gladly let that die. He kind of did his job. At this point, I need to protect my life more than my battle area. So he's going to tap 1 for... He's going to tap 1 for the Marvelous Might skill, which basically he goes away to bring out 2 1-drops. And these are the catastrophic ones. Goku and Vegeta Catastrophic Blow, I think that's his name or something like that. The one Goku, if you activate a counter card, you have to warp a card. And the other Vegeta is just a critical swing. He's going to Overwhelm for the SS4 here, bringing back a battle card between the cost of 3 and 7. That's black from his warp to his hand, so he's going to go ahead and grab Mira. That's a very questionable choice in my opinion. You already overwhelmed this turn, so it's not like you could play Mira again. I would have probably grabbed like a piece or a fusion piece, maybe even a Fearless Fusion, just to have another follow-up there. He's going to go ahead and tap 1 for Dark Power Black Mass Saiyan, and now I just have to, survive the onslaught here. So he's going to go ahead and swing with lead. I'm going to block that with Videl, 5k blocker. He's going to auto draw off his leader swing. It just makes sense. I have to worry about so many different attacks here. I have to worry about if he's going to push with his blockers. He can't take life because he's at 1, so I know Dark Power is not going to be a lethal swing. So I got to be careful just with certain things and how they play out. He's going to go ahead and swing Vegeta into my leader. I'm going to go ahead and block that. Another 5k blocker. Let's see if he decides to combo up on the swing. Not that he needs to, but maybe he just wants to put more cards in his drop area. He's going to go ahead and combo up to 10, putting a Vegeta in his drop area, probably for a fusion play. 30k into my leader. And at this point, you have to make the decision. Do you take this damage here, which is it's gonna be free damage because you're not comboing out of 30k, or do you give up your blocker for something that they might have to combo up to do damage? So I am going to go ahead and just snap take that, go down to 3 because I'm in a good spot, and he doesn't give up his Goku because he can't, and he doesn't give up his blocker, so he's playing, you know, more passively on the fence here. And at this point, you know, I have a pretty good board presence. I'm charging my 4th energy, which, believe it or not, in the entire event is the most energy I was able to charge in all of 4 of my games. I ended up going 2-2 with this deck, so in my mind that's a win. So we'll see exactly how in the future how my other builds come out, but we are going to go ahead and swing lead to lead, auto draw, 15k to 15k. He's going to block that. That's fine, I'll let it fizzle. There's no reason for me to combo up because I'm just trying to bait some stuff out here. Demigra is sitting at 3 markers. I haven't upticked him yet. But if I downtick 3, I can get rid of 2 of his 1-drops, which is exactly what we're going to do here. We're going to feed him to go to 4, and then we're going to downtick 3 markers, getting rid of Dark Power Black Mass Saiyan and his active mode Goku. So we're going to get rid of both of those with Demigra's removal effect, which is really good. It just makes him that much more versatile as a green unison. We're going to tap 1 for Tapion, which allows us to discard to draw a card, and at the end of the turn, he'll play himself. We're going to do it again to draw 2 new cards just to extend and see what else we can do here. We're going to go ahead and tap 1 for Lone Prince, which is going to force my opponent to discard a card, and then we're going to go ahead and free play Power of Legend. So you can kind of see where I was going with this whole strategy of just being able to free play cards. Sometimes you just got to play stuff as efficiently as possible if you want to advance a quote-unquote bad strategy. So I figured if I could flood the board with battle cards, it could mask the inefficiency of the leader. So we are going to go ahead and swing Demigra into Vegeta, killing him, which allows me to play the Frieza off of a KO. And this is pretty much the nut turn. The only card I didn't get to play this game was Budding Hero, which I would have really loved to have pulled that combo off, but you know, it is what it is. We're going to go ahead and go 15k crit into his leader now. He's going to go ahead and snap that power burst down, which stops my attack there, but he's only sitting at 1 life, and he's got to worry about, you know, basically 2 other attackers. So I'm going to go Power of Legends into lead, 15k, super combo, draw a card, 25k crit. He's going to combo up to 25, so he does need 5k more. Let's see if he has it. And looks like that's the scoop there. That's the scoop there. I mean, he is showing me that he has the combo power to get out of the Power of Legend swing, but he does see that I have 1 more active battle card. And I guess you're just reading the tea leaves there. He's going to have another turn with no cards in hand and not be able to recover, so I guess it's not that bad of a decision, but you know, sometimes you don't want to give up and pull the trigger too early because you never know what can happen, right? So that's basically it. You know, that's the game. I was able to go 2-2 in the tournament, like I said, which is much better than I expected to do. And you know what? I had fun playing this leader. You know, it was nice to play something old for nostalgia, but don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you guys in the next video. Be there or be squared.